G'day guys, my name's Dave and welcome to another Guitar Zero to Hero song tutorial. And in this lesson, I'm going to teach you how to play In the Blood by John Mayer, which is one of my favorite John Mayer songs. Now, if you want to master your chords back to front, then be sure to head over to guitarzerotohero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you really want to improve on your guitar, then sign up to GZ2H Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. For the basics of this song, you'll just need your guitar in standard tuning and you'll need a capo on the first fret of your guitar. So let's start with the intro, and we just have 6 chords here. We're going to start with the G chord, except we're going to have our index finger here ready to push down on the 2nd fret for our next chord. But for this G shape, we'll just strum it like this, and ideally the 5th string will be muted by your middle finger reaching over and hitting the 3rd fret of the 6th string. So that's our G, and then we go to a G/F sharp, so index finger comes down onto the 2nd fret of the 6th string. Again, you should ideally mute that 5th string with your index finger reaching over the top whilst it's hitting the 2nd fret of the 6th string. Now those 2 chords are within one strumming pattern, and that strumming pattern is just 4 down strums. The point at which we'll change chords is on that final down strum, so it will sound like this. And then we're going to go to an E-7 shape, so keep your ring and pinky finger where they are, put your index and middle on the 2nd frets of the 5th and 4th strings. We have this E-7 for a strumming pattern that goes like this: down, 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 up. And then we're going to go to a C♯9, but again, similarly to what we did with the G, it will just be your middle finger on the 3rd fret of the 5th string here. You're going to have your index finger ready here to go on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, and then that will be our G/B. And again, it's similar to the first 2 chords where there's just 4 down strums, and we change on that last down strum. And then you're going to end on the G for the strumming pattern that we had for the E minor. So in total, the intro sounds like this. Let's move on to the verse now, which is really easy. Now, every chord you see up here in the annotations will be played with a down, 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 up strumming pattern. Now, one tip that I will give you is that your ring finger will never leave that 3rd fret of the 2nd string. All the chords have this note in common, so there's no point in lifting that finger up during the chord transitions. So with that in mind, the verse will sound like this, with the same strumming pattern used for every chord. Next we get to the break, which is easy. It's just the G chord for 2 strumming patterns. Moving on, we get to the chorus, and there's 4 lines of chords here. Again, very self-explanatory. Each chord up here is just played for the same strumming pattern. So in total, this is what the chorus sounds like. Moving on to the solo section, and the rhythm is really easy. There's just 2 lines of chords. That first line is played through 3 times, and then we play through the 2nd line of chords, which is really self-explanatory. Again, we're using the same strumming pattern. Next, we get to the last chorus, and this is where a few things will differ. We're going to start with the G chord now, and we're going to hold that out for a full bar. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then we go to a C♯9, play that for a strumming pattern, and then go back to a G. For our 2nd line of chords, instead of playing that typical strumming pattern, each chord is played for just 4 down strums. It's a build-up section. So again, each of those chords in the 2nd line of tab is just played with a down, 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 down. And then the rest of the chorus just returns back to the normal strumming pattern. So the final chorus sounds like this: 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and... And then we have the outro of the song, which is essentially the same as the other choruses, except that last G chord is just played through 8 times, and then we end the song. We're using the same strumming pattern as well, so it's pretty simple. Let's get to the solo, which is a lot of fun to play. All the guitar tones that you hear are recorded using the Boss Guitar. If you want to find out more, there's a link in the description below. For this solo, we're not using a capo, so everything you see in the tab will be relative to no capo. Now there's just 2 lines of tab here. I'm going to start on the 8th fret of the 4th string, and you're going to pull that off to the 6th fret. So pluck that with your ring finger and pull off to the index. And then go back to the 8th fret and slide up to the 10th with your ring finger. And so far. For our next phrase, we'll go to the 5th fret of the 3rd string, then 8th fret, and pluck it again and slide up to the 10th. And then we're going to bend this up. It's a quick bend and release, and pull off to the 8th. So you only need to pluck that once, bend, release, pull off. And that phrase. For the next phrase, we'll start off with the same pull off that we had at the start. So pull off from 8th to the 6th. Hit the 8th fret again and slide up to the 10th. But then you're going to slide up to 13th and back down to 10th. You only pluck that string once though. So it's a really quick slide. Like that. And that full phrase. The next lick's a little bit tricky because it is quite fast. We're going to start on the 8th fret of the 4th string, hammer on to the 10th, a really quick hammer on and pull off. But then you're going to slide this index finger down to the 6th fret, right after that hammer on pull off. And then we end with the 8th fret back on the 4th string. So there's only 2 plucks there. That's the first one, and then when we go back to the 8th fret, that's the second one. Like that. And quicker. So it's a pretty fast lick. So after we hit that 8th fret of the 4th string, we will need to do some more quick movements after this. So after that pluck, we'll need to slide it up to the 10th, back down to the 8th, and pull off to the 6th. So you don't actually pluck anything else, it's just all quick movements with your fretting hand. Like that. And then we end with 8th fret and 6th fret again. So both these quick licks together will sound like this. And a little bit faster. Moving on for our next phrase, and we go up to the 15th fret of the 4th string. We pluck that, and then 13th fret of the 3rd string with our index. And then with our ring finger, hit the 14th fret of the 2nd string, and we're going to bend this up a full pitch. So it's the same pitch as the 16th fret. We need to target that. Release it, and then pull off to the 13th fret. Like that. And we hold on to that 13th fret note. That phrase in total. For our next phrase, we'll start with the 15th and 13th fret again, then go up to the 16th fret of the 2nd string, bend that up to the full pitch and hold it up there. And then we hit it again, but we bend and release. Like that. And that phrase. Our next phrase is similar to the one we had previously. And then finally, we go to the 15th fret of the 3rd string, bend and release, and pull off to the 13th fret. So that's only 1 pluck, like that. And then back to the 15th fret. And then we're going to hit the 13th fret and hammer on to the 15th. And then lift and hit the 13th fret of the 3rd string. And that last phrase in total. And altogether the solo sounds like this. The other lead part I want to show you is at the very end of the song, and it's really, really simple. We're going to start on the 5th fret of the 3rd string, then 6th with the pinky, and then with your middle finger, 4th fret of the 2nd, 3rd fret of the 1st, and then 4th fret of the 1st, and pluck it another time. And then total. And that just gets repeated at the end of the song over the G chord. So now I'll be playing through the song in its entirety, and I'll have a vocal track on top for context. So feel free to play this back as many times as you'd like to practice, play along to, and see how you go. Thanks for watching. Be sure to head over to guitarsalreadyhero.com to pick up my free guitar ebook. Or if you really want to improve on your guitar, then sign up to Guitar Zero to Hero Premium, which is my complete step-by-step guitar course. If you've enjoyed this video, then hit that like button, hit subscribe, and click the little notification bell as well so that you don't miss out on my updates. Please leave your thoughts, comments, questions, and requests down below, and I'll see you guys next time on Guitar Zero to Hero. Cheers.